Kiki writes a letter to her fans explaining to them that she's always known Mel. Her and Mel has always been friends, and that she's always been invited to Melody's functions, but she didn't go because, she was being loyal to her cousin. But she feels like they're not in high school. They're all grown. There's no reason why she should have to not go to an event because her cousin is not, friendly or being friends with somebody. So she's no longer going to do that. And so that's why she went to the pajama party. And so she explains the whole situation about, why she went and why she's no longer being loyal to Tisha, because she feels like Tisha has never been loyal to her. As far as she can remember, she says she's been loyal to Tisha and has not been getting the same thing in return. So stay tuned, guys. Kiki has a lot on her. She has a lot to say. There's a lot of built-up animosity between her and Tisha, from years, I guess, from when they were growing up. So, it's kind of sounding like Kiki had it out for her cousin. The way it seems, I don't know, I might be jumping the gun, but it seems like maybe you make your own judgment and decision that, this was Kiki's opportunity to sock it to Latisha, and she took it and ran with it. So stay tuned, guys, while I explain the story. Thanks. Hi, guys. Thanks for joining my YouTube channel. Well, Kiki had a lot to say to her fans about the Tisha and Melody drama. I'm just going to tell you what I read from what Kiki wrote, because the writing is very small, so I'm just going to sum it up. So basically, Kiki says she has been invited to all of Melody's functions, and she makes up excuses. She used to make up excuses most of the time because she felt uncomfortable going to her events, because she says she has been always put in the middle of Tisha and Melody's drama. And so she said, even this last time when she went to Mel's pajama party, she really didn't know that Tisha wasn't invited, but she said she felt uncomfortable going, but she still went because, she was still trying to be loyal to her cousin, and that Tisha would get angry with her, if she showed up at the event or even talked about going, I guess, when her and Mel was having trouble. So Kiki said, we're all grown. We're no longer in high school. At what point do I put my foot down and say, I don't really care what you think. Mel is my friend. You're my cousin. I'm going to the event. She said, at what point do you stop being loyal to somebody who has never been loyal to you? Speaking about Kimmy, there was also a question of, well, if Mel knew you all these years and you were married and you was a professor, you had a good job, your husband had a good job, y'all was the epitome of love and marriage. Huntsville, you lived in Huntsville. Why didn't Mel ask you to be on the original cast? That's what a lot of her viewers was asking her. So I don't know if it was because of the secret that Kiki had, that she didn't want to really go on to TV, or if Mel even ever asked her to be a part of the cast. So this was a lot of the questioning that she was getting in the comments. So basically, Kiki said she's been loyal to Tisha all this time. Even with being loyal to Tisha, she's been put in the middle of Melody and Latisha's drama. I guess it was when Mel first said, you better go check on your husband down at the bar and pull up on him, and so on and so forth. So Kiki said she pretty much stayed away. She made excuses. She just didn't go. She said, but now she's had enough. She's sick and tired of it. And she's going to do what she wants to do. And so that's why she went to the pajama party. All I'm saying to you, Kiki, my opinion on this is that it's not a matter of you going. It's fine if you went, but it was the conversation that was had. I don't know if you could have eluded the issue, said I'm not discussing this because my cousin is not there. I think that's more of what your cousin is speaking about, not the fact that you went to the event, the fact that you sat there while they were discussing her and her marriage and you chimed in. I believe that's where the ball, is rolling from, not so much as to you went to the event. I don't think nobody is that petty to try to dictate where you go. I think the whole thing is that Kimmy went back and told Latisha that you had a lot to say about her and Marceau, and being that her and Melody is at odds and that Latisha was not invited, Latisha figured or, thought that that's the only reason why Mel invited you, was to get involved in their affairs. That's her theory. That's what she thought. That's what a lot of people thought. Who knows? Nobody knows the untold truth. But to Latisha, it seems like Mel invited you just to get you talking. Of course, you don't want to believe that because you said you and Mel is friends, and that Mel has been inviting you to things. And so she wouldn't use you in that way. Because it looks like, from what Latisha is saying, that Mel used you as a pawn and got what she wanted. But you're defending Mel and saying, no, Mel has always invited me to her events. This was not the first time, and I'm sure it wouldn't be the last. So no, she did not invite me because she wanted me to talk about what I knew about you and Marceau going through infidelity. So that's it in a nutshell. It's not a matter about you not going or not being able to go. It's about what you say when you get amongst people who don't like your cousin or are at odds with your cousin. Stay neutral. I don't want to talk about that. Move on from the conversation. I believe, I don't know, because I'm not involved in it. I believe that is more so of what your cousin wanted you to do, to, tell them I'm not discussing my cousin is not here, and so on and so forth. So, that's it in a nutshell. So thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you.